It hadn't been long since the village incident had happened. Of course, she couldn't do anything but run. Run as far away from the incident as possible. Where would she go? She had no idea. Just far away. She didn't want to be around that anymore. She was scared for what people would say. She was the only survivor. Would they think she killed everyone? No, she thought to herself. They're not dead. They're sleeping. Will they ever wake up, though? I hope they will. I wonder when Mommy will wake up. I wonder when Daddy will wake up. I wonder when Brother will wake up. And Heather will wake up. Of course, the little girl didn't know this. Running through the woods, she saw a slope. It was pretty far down, but it was worth the risk to run down. As she started running, she tripped over a rock. Being that she was barefoot, it hurt so much she couldn't do anything but fall. As she fell, she tumbled. She hit a rock when she hit the bottom. Her back was in a sharp agony of pain. Her back had hit the rock. And before she could black out, she saw feet. She heard voices. But all she could think was hungry. I'm so hungry. The voices immediately faded away. Then she woke up in a bag. No, a backpack, it had to be. She saw a zipper. Backpack, suitcase, who knows where she was, a body bag? Maybe the people who found her thought she was dead. She squirmed a little, then felt someone punch the bag and tell her, "Go to sleep." Could she trust this voice? Should she go to sleep? She didn't know. She guessed, "I guess I am a little tired. I should go to sleep." But she heard a voice. "Don't go to sleep. They're lying to you. Don't trust them. Don't trust them. You do trust me, don't you? Don't you trust me?" "Of course I trust you," the little girl replied. "You're my only friend. You're the only one who would talk to me, besides Father. But he's sleeping now. I wonder when he'll wake up." So the little girl stayed awake until she felt a thud. She knew she was on the ground now, but she fell over. She heard more voices. They were muffled due to the bag. She could hear one person yelling, and another questioning another one. She didn't know what they were saying specifically, but it sounded like questions. There are a few voices in the room. How many could she hear? 5, 6, who knows? There were many people. They were all male. And then there was a female voice that entered. The voice was so soft and calming. "Mommy? Mother?" The little girl guessed. "It must be Mother. I know Mother. I know Mother." Of course. Was it really her mother? "I know Mother. It must be her. It must be her." Was it really? Oh, you think it's your mother. Trust me, we're nowhere near your mother. You trusted me when we were running through the forest, right? I was guiding you to this place. You'll find a new mommy and daddy, of course, but it's not your old ones. Don't you trust me? Yes, I trust you. Do you trust me with your life? I trust you with my life. The little girl answered to the voice in her head. The voice had been there since the little girl grew ill. The voice had always been there for her, been her only friend. Her mother called her insane, called her a stupid toddler with an overactive imagination. Of course, this wasn't true. The little girl was actually there in her head, but her mother never believed her. Mother, wouldn't you once talk to her? The little girl would always ask her mother, but her mother never replied. She would neither say no or yes. Her father would just chuckle, then go upstairs, leaving the daughter in the basement, in the dark, alone. Then the little girl saw a light. Someone had opened the bag. The man was wearing a mask. He had brown hair, a hood that was gray, a mask that was gray, goggles that were gray, or were they orange? She couldn't tell. Mommy said I'm colorblind, that I can't see specific colors. She says I can't see brown or pink. I can't see red either. The little girl struggled to figure out the colors. The man, she couldn't see his smile or his eyes. He twitched a little. This one's a keeper. There was another man that looked upon her. Toby, can I talk to you for a while? They walked away and whispered. With the bag open, the little girl could hear them. Dude, that's not a little girl, that's a monster. We can't eat her or kill her. Who knows what she could do to us? Well, there's no difference to me. I say we kill her. One voice was deeper than the other one was. One was lighter, brighter, happier. She could tell the man with the goggles had the bright and happy voice, and the other man, with a pale face and a big smile, and black long hair, had the deeper voice. So the one with goggles' name is Toby. That's all the little girl could think. She was trying to piece together everything in the little time she probably had to stay alive. Another face peeked upon her. He had golden hair and wore a green hat. He had black eyes. And white pupils? Or were they orange? Or blue? Or what color were they? She couldn't see them. Not properly. They seemed to change color. Mommy says the type of colorblind I have is different from other kids. She says that if there's a color I don't know or I can't see, it changes it to the colors that I do know, so that my mind can actually make sense of it. I don't know what that means. She says I'm different. She says I'm sick. But I feel perfectly fine. The priest doesn't like me, though. The little girl remembered those happy thoughts of talking with her best friend. She saw the man smiling at her. He seemed more like a boy, though. Not much of a man, more like a boy. He reminded her of one of her favorite games she used to play, The Legend of Zelda. How she loved that game. Her and her father would play it in the basement sometimes. Old games. She'd play them on her DSi. She had a blue one, black around the edge. Her father had a red one. It was shiny. He always kept it clean. He had a few stickers on it. And that red one was also black around the edge. They played various Zelda games. Their favorite one was Zelda 4 Swords. They don't know why. Such a retro-styled game. Zelda 4 Swords. It was her favorite. The only one she could actually remember, too. What an interesting looking girl. Her teeth are the size of my fingers. Her hair is so long and a beautiful blue. The man was talking to her, talking about her. Teeth as long as his fingers. Did this mean she was in her monster mode? She didn't like being a monster. She thought she was going to hurt someone. So she grew back into her human form, the way she's supposed to look. And she smiled before going to sleep.